Satellites Live. Satellites Live. Satellites Live.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Satellites Live. Remember Satellites Live?
Yeah.
Remember that thing we said we'd never do again?
Ever do again.
Yeah, well, we can't be trusted, clearly. So, hello, welcome to the online youth work at St Mary's Reigate. I'm Martin. With me this evening is down here, Charles Merritt. Hello, Charles.
Hi. High five. I don't know whether that worked or not. I feel like that looked brilliant. Hi.
We're creating a whole new highlights reel right now. Try again.
Okay. And wait, where are you? You're about that. Okay. And wait, you go. 3, 2. No, why are you going on 3?
Oh, sorry. What? I was saying, sorry.
2, 1, go.
I have no idea what that looked like.
Close.
Also,
Tragic to watch.
Hannah. Hello, Hannah.
Hi. Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, good. Missed Zoom so much, so this is beautiful. This is great.
Yeah, here we are again. So we're here this evening because, as you may have heard in the local news, Reigate has been a bit of a surge area for COVID, and there's surge testing in the high street and so on. And so because of various kind of COVID cases, rising COVID cases in the area, we have felt that this week, particularly, it was not right to get everybody together. So we will give you more news as soon as we have it on what sort of the immediate future plans are. But the deal at the moment is it's not on this week. And on that note, I want to say a massive sorry to the 1 or 2 people who came to the centre this evening and hadn't got the message it was off. I'm really sorry. We made the call quite late. So massive apologies for that. For the rest of you, welcome. We are, of course, even though we've done this at very short notice, of course going to have a Kahoot this evening. And Hannah will explain all that in a moment. And we'll have a few of your favourite elements, but bearing in mind we pulled it together this afternoon, you won't get to vote for the name of a new dog or anything like that. It's not that impressive. But I have to say another welcome and another big thank you, because also on the call is producer Ollie Brown.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you guys? It's nice to see you again.
Yes, I've missed this in a sense.
What's life like outside of the surge, Ollie Brown?
We are great here in Purley, having a great time walking outside and stuff. You know?
See, lots has changed since Satellites Live last happened, you see. Ollie's now in Purley.
Yeah.
In the Purley Gates.
That's the only thing that's really changed.
That's all that's changed.
Pretty there, that's about it.
That's the whole list.
Yeah.
I've had a haircut as well, but, you know. my
Have
hair.
you?
Nice. I didn't notice.
Thank you.
You had a haircut?
It was
Yeah,
new.
I mean, since I had it last week as well, so
Oh,
it's fine.
very nice.
Cool. It's not like you've not noticed for
Where did you get your haircut?
Dexter's Barbers, of course.
Shout
Dexter
out.
Barbers, unofficial sponsors of Satellites Live.
Oh, we should definitely get an overlay.
Yeah.
Is that kind of haircut?
No.
If I go in and ask Craig Dexter for an overlay, what will he say?
Yeah, it'll be good.
So I've noticed already there's been quite a lively amount of conversation on the live chat. And so we've actually got St Mary's Reigate Vicar Richard Wilson watching this evening. I don't believe it. That's literally the first time I've made that joke. The first time I've made a Richard Wilson I don't believe it joke. I'm allowed one a year, I reckon. But we've also got a load of other people on the call, and we'd love you to be interactive with us this evening, if that's even a phrase. So type on the chat, like say hello on the chat. We'd love to see you. But also you have the WhatsApp groups. If you're part of the WhatsApp groups, then we'd love to hear from you on there as well. It's time to do notices.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Okay, so
I think
first
we've sort of
one.
started notices, haven't we? Really?
Yeah,
That
you
was-
that was like a really soft.
That was the
open.
first notice. Yeah.
Yep.
That was a long notice. Second notice, Kahoot is back because we love it. Download the app or have a look on kahoot.it, and then Ollie will shove the code and you whack it in, and we want beautiful names, so go for it. There was
That was
nothing
very-
funny about that.
That was a notice very much in bullet point form, wasn't it?
Do we want me to write an essay? What's going on here? Okay.
Well, some people might not know what Kahoot is. You see.
Oh, okay. So Kahoot, we're going to play a quiz later on, and you go on the. I'm really tempted to make this into like fancy language.
No, do it.
Thou shall go on the web and look up the website kahoot.it, and then type in the code, and we play a quiz. And you type in names, and they're usually making fun of Martin or Charles. So if that could happen, that would be beautiful. I am done.
I mean, you can make fun of Hannah as well.
No.
I
We should make
recommend
fun of
it.
Martin and Charles. Martin and Charles. That would be great. Anyways, onwards.
It's
Oh.
who's going to do the next one?
Oh, I thought it was Hannah, but that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
also,
guys, we're so professional up to that
Sorry, I'm
point.
looking at
can
the
I
wrong
just say?
list. Sorry. Carity Wood is happening in September. So if you are currently year 6 or year 7, so you're gonna be year 7 and 8 in September, do come and join us. There's a lot of you signed up already, so if you want to join, get your parents to go on Church Suite, and there's a couple of places left. It's a weekend away with Martin and Charles, and it's beautiful. It's at Carity Wood, so you get to do like activities, outdoor activities, and spend time together, and it's gorgeous, and there's nice food, and it's gorgeous. You should go join. So if you haven't already, get your parents to have a look on the church website or Church Suite. Now I'm done.
I'm glad that you didn't just sell it as it's a weekend away with Charles and Martin.
It's gorgeous. I cannot express how gorgeous it is. Talk to anyone in the older years, and it is beautiful and really good fun. So, yes.
Charles.
Oh, okay, me. Cool. So, a less soon, but still exciting. We're nearly a year away from Satellites Festival 2022. It is going to be amazing. Last week they released like a teaser trailer. I don't know what you call it, but like to hype everyone up about it. And they revealed a load of speakers. So I'm particularly excited, obviously, other than my favorite Rachel Gardner being there. Andy Croft will also be there from Soul Survivor. There's some other big names. There was a big name, a BAFTA singer, not BAFTA, Brits. I know,
Yeah.
Copter.
Yeah.
I can't remember what her name was.
The one that I told you about secretly that we haven't actually properly booked yet. That
Well,
one.
I'm just gonna tease that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Look, you don't know which one it is though. Is it Elton John?
Is it Adele?
Could be Elton John. Great, and but we are going, and the dates are the 9th to the 13th of August. So if parents are watching alongside you, badger them now. Get it in the diary. Don't book a holiday on the 9th to 13th of August because you're coming to Satellites Festival 2022. Okay, so keep that clear. Now, Martin, is that years 9 to 13?
So
Or is
it'll be.
Have you done that yet?
It will be young people who are currently in years 8 through to 12. So yes, it'll be 9 to 13 from September.
Yes, got you.
Yeah,
It's
and we
important
just
to,
we would just love you to get those dates in the diary if you can. We understand lots of families will want to make all sorts of plans for August 2022, but if you can, please don't book a family holiday from the 9th to the 13th of August because we'd love to take our young people to Satellites Festival. Finally, very exciting.
So exciting.
Is that the end of your notice, Charles?
I mean, I just had a little bit about the fact that bookings are going to be open soon and we'll be in touch with all the details. But just to make sure that you keep those dates clear, please.
Thanks, Charles. Okay, just one other thing to say, two other things to say. First of all, we are looking for volunteers to help with the children's ministry on Sunday mornings with the additional needs support. Now, this is a way that you can practically get involved in serving as a young person at St Mary's. There's a whole team that does that. and we're looking for some new people to join that team, helping young children with additional needs on Sunday mornings from September. If you are looking for something to do as part of D&E, for example, it could be a good fit for that. Or you might just want to do it as a way of serving at church. But if that's of interest to you, then we really need to hear from you. So please get in touch with us. You get in touch with me or Charles or Jen Griffiths at church. Finally, final notice. There's been a lot of notices this evening, isn't there?
Yeah.
You don't normally have this many notices. This Sunday, Burnt Breakfast is back. You could have made more.
Woo!
Noises.
Yeah!
Thanks, guys.
Love it.
Burnt Breakfast is back, and it is online, on Zoom. It's at 9:30. So at 9:30 a.m., 9:30 till 10 on Zoom. And there's going to be a link for that generated tomorrow. So you'll be able to book on Church Suite from tomorrow if you want to come to Burnt Breakfast. For the next few weeks, it'll be on Zoom, online, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Hannah, tell us about tonight's exciting interactive element.
Wow, that made you sound old. Yeah, so theme of
Oh.
tonight is... Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Love you lots, Martin. The interactive element
It's
of
fine, he's
tonight-
not offended. He is old. So,
Anyway, interactive element. The theme tonight is creativity. So we want you to do something creative and send it to us. There is an email which Ollie has put here.
yeah.
Yeah? Do
Yeah.
something creative. That's all we're giving you. But please send some in and then we're going to share them at the end. So please send something, just something creative. Don't care what, don't care how, but creative.
Anything.
Do you care how?
Oh.
They have to
Okay.
send it to those things.
Oh, I see, yeah. Yeah, DM it to us on Instagram. Email it if you even know what email is, you know, don't know. You know, do you, I don't know. No one uses email, you know? So,
Yeah, so it could be as simple as like a doodle, right?
Yeah, like a doodle. Martin was going to write us a limerick, I heard, as he was calling earlier. Just to drop you in that completely.
I would love it if
or-
someone sends in a limerick. That would be
or
awesome.
Yeah, doodle. I
what's
don't
a
know.
limerick?
Creative. Like there was a old man from.
Go on.
I've got nothing.
You've started now.
There was an old man from Dublin, and he was an ugly duckling, and that doesn't even rhyme. So
What?
I should just stop anyway.
Did you just do that on the spot?
What? There was an old man from Dublin who had an ugly duckling. Yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah, that might be, at the moment that's the high
That's
bar.
the bar. So you can reach higher. The bar is here.
If you can do better than rhyming Dublin with duckling, then oh, we've got we've got a sponsor.
Yeah. Sponsored. Had to get the banner up.
Has someone told them? Because I actually need a trim.
Oh, well, there we go.
Mrs. Saunders has been badgering me about it, and I actually think this could help this evening. As if we do more of this sponsorship stuff, this could really
Yeah.
this could be how we make our millions.
I like it.
Right. Normally at this point we do the Kahoot, but we're not going to do the Kahoot yet. Okay, we're not going to do the Kahoot yet. We're briefly going to talk about our final satellites value. So I'm just going to very briefly talk for just a few minutes about our final satellites value, and then we'll do the Kahoot after that. So over the last 6 weeks, because this is week 7, we have been looking at the values which we hold together as satellites. Now, you may also, if you come to the Satellites Festival next summer, you may see a common theme emerging. If you happen to read the book, We Are Satellites, you might also become quite bored of these 7 values, but we thought we would introduce them to you properly. So we've done 6 so far, and we're going to recap those shortly. But the 7th one is one that might surprise you. So the first 6 that we'll talk about again later on were kind of bits of the Christian faith that might obviously make sense. Like, obviously, they're the sorts of things that you would have in any list of values for what it means to follow Jesus and live out a life with God. But the 7th one might be a bit surprising. So the 7th value that we have for satellites is creativity. Now, some of us think of ourselves as being creative. Charles is a great example of that. I think he thinks of himself as a creative guy. Now I sound old. But some of us actually think of ourselves as being not creative. Like we actually, from quite a young age, think of ourselves as not being creative. But actually, that's not true, because creativity is part of all of us. And that's actually something that is like based in the Bible. That's something that we see in the Bible. So something that's really interesting about creativity is that we find it in the first story of the Bible, and we find it in the very last story of the Bible. Creativity kind of bookends the whole of the Bible. So the first story of the Bible, we see a very famous creativity story, which we call the creation story. And God makes everything in the universe. And then once he's built everything, he saves the best till last. He makes us, and we are kind of we're his masterpiece, because he makes us in his own image. So he makes us a bit like him, and he invites us to become kind of little tiny, not quite as good, obviously, but tiny replicas of his amazing glory. And so everything that's true of him in some way is represented in us. And so he gives us a kind of tiny little bit of the amazing creativity that he has. So he gives us imagination, and he invites us to use it in the world that he's created. So he's made us creative. That's really important. So even if you think of yourself as someone who's not very creative, God has made us creative. And so anyone who's ever painted anything or filmed anything or composed or written anything has only done so because they carry this little divine spark of imagination and creativity, which God put into us when he knitted us together. So I said that creativity is in the first story of the Bible, but also creativity is in the last story in the Bible as well. So in Revelation chapter 21, Revelation, by the way, is a really interesting and wacky Bible book. And if you ever want to read something that you like would completely blow your mind, read the book of Revelation. So in Revelation 21, right at the end of the Bible, we read this. So John sees this vision of the kind of end of the world as we know it. And he says, I saw a new heaven and new earth. The first heaven, the first earth had passed away. There's no longer any sea. I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride beautifully dressed for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, look, God's dwelling place is now among the people, and he will dwell with them. And they will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. And he'll wipe every tear from their eyes. There'll be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. So the final story in the Bible is like this, everything being made good and better, and the tears getting dried, and God coming and being with us. And then it says, he was seated on the throne says, I am making everything new. So this is the end state of heaven and earth. This is the world completely redeemed and restored. But God doesn't say, I have made everything new, or even I will now make everything new. He says, I am making everything new. And that is a process that we become part of, that we step into. It's the remaking of the world. It's recreation. And so creativity is something that God invites us to be a part of. So the first thing in the Bible, creation happens. The last thing in the Bible, that recreation is happening, and we're sort of living that now. And so we talked a little bit in the last couple of weeks about how we become involved in the process of recreation, of this idea of making the world more like it was meant to be. So the last couple of weeks, we've talked about how God invites us to join in with justice, his mission of justice, of making the wrong things of the world right again. And then secondly, he asks us to grow his family, to go into nations and make disciples. So the adventure of following Jesus is about justice, and it's about evangelism, and it's about overall recreation, of helping to make all things new. And so God makes us creative, and he invites us. What an amazing thing that the source of all creation invites us to become like an outlet of creativity for him. And so that's why creativity is a value for us here at Satellites. That's why we think this is such an important thing to think about. And so there's loads of ways that we can be creative and use our creativity for God. But God wants to use our creative gifts in his mission to make the world as it was always intended to be, as he remakes everything and makes everything new. So, that was my little spiel on the final Satellites Value. That's it. We've done the 7. Guys, we just want to invite you, if you're on, you're able to type into the chat on YouTube or on the WhatsApp groups. It would be great to hear what you think about this idea of creativity being part of your Christian faith. And I guess the question I want to ask is, how do you think you could use your creative gifts for God? So what is it that you have, that God has given to you, that you feel like you want to use for God as a creative gift? Charles, you're somebody who I said this first of all, you're somebody who's sort of, a pretty creative guy. And I've seen you over the last year and a half, for example, use your creative gifts for God. So can you just talk us through that a little bit? Like why is this important to you, this area of life and faith?
Yeah, I think creativity and creating art, without going too fancy, I suddenly realized I caught myself there, but you kind of, I guess you're telling a story or you're provoking conversation, and that's why creativity is so important. So, before I did all of this, I was doing acting, and I did that with a Christian theatre company, and we did sketches on justice and all these sorts of things, and there was, some of them were really silly sketches, but they had a point to them. And I guess, creativity allows people to have conversations which they might not ordinarily have. So even if you dislike a film, you can still have a good conversation off the back of it, trying to work out what the film was trying to say, or maybe what the film didn't say, or maybe it failed in it, but you can still have a good conversation about perhaps what the film should have said instead of what it did say. And I think coming back to what you were saying about creativity and what that is, yes, I think I do have a whole side of me which is like creativity in terms of making videos and doing all those sorts of things. But there's another side of me which I would class as creativity, which is sort of problem solving. In order to problem solve, you need an element of creativity. You need to understand the problem and imagine how you can best work it out, imagine the different scenarios and stuff like that. So even if you're not creative in a sense of art or drama or anything like that, you are still creative if you can solve a problem, because problem solving within itself is creativity. And that's kind of what you were saying about God making all things new, is he's wanting us to solve these problems in the world, and how can we make them better? How can we live better? Electric cars and all the rest of it are part of the creative solution.
Hannah, people are like, everyone's creative, but people are creative in different ways. So what does it look like for you?
I was about to say that's a really good point. In that, when you hear creative, I used to switch off. I can't paint a watercolor or like draw a dog that doesn't look like not a dog. Anyway, and like, I don't know what I meant by that. Anyway, but like you hear creativity, and my mind goes to like portraits and dancing, and that's not me. But it doesn't mean I'm not creative, because that's creativity is that bit that God's put in it. So I think for me, I do like drawing and painting, but I'm not good, but it's still creative and it's gorgeous. And I think it's the way you view things and the way you tackle things and the way, the way you want to do stuff, the way you react to friendships and life. And that's being creative, isn't it? What you choose to do and what you're choosing not to do and what you're overcoming, as well as like the painting and the art. I'm rambling. I also think you made a really good point about all these issues we see in the world, and everything we've talked about is solved creatively. Climate change, all these issues about like inequality, it comes from someone having a creative idea, and that's how we make the world better. So all of it, it's like everything, it's all of our jobs are creative, all of our lives creative, the way we go about life comes from our creativity. So
yeah, I mean you're right, the painters and the filmmakers and the artists and so on, they've all got a part to play, I think, in making the world a better place, no doubt. Like art definitely makes the world better, but also we need entrepreneurs and creative business thinkers and philosophers, and I mean, have we not seen in the last year the most marvelous example of this in the way that the world scientists work together to develop a vaccine or a series of vaccines? Like, what an amazing example of creativity being used for good. And so there's all these different kinds of creativity involved in God bringing what we call God bringing his kingdom, this idea of him making all things new. And somewhere in that list, you are going to find yourself. Like, even if you are someone like Hannah who switches off when you hear creativity because you think, oh, I don't paint. Although I really want to see a painting of a dog that doesn't look like a dog that you've done. But even if you're someone like that, somewhere in that list, you're going to find like your creative outlet, the kind of creativity that you have, because God has definitely given you creativity because he's made you in his image. I ask, has anyone commented on anything? Yes, Hannah, you had your hand up.
I was just going to say that God's put it in you, so it's also a really good way to meet God. I find that I get creative when I have like all my windows closed and I'm dancing just to like music. That's my creativity. No one's ever going to see it, but that's where I get creative. And I often meet God in that moment, because once you're doing that thing that he's filled you with joy for and he's made you really good at, then it's really easy to meet him in that. I bet when Charles was dressed as Elsa dancing around the church, he must have really met God in that moment, because that's his creative gift. So it's a really good way not only to serve, but also to meet God in it.
I did meet God in that moment. I also met a bell ringer who looked very confused. When
Did you really?
Yeah, it was a bit awkward.
It was also more embarrassing because not only was Charles standing on the stage in an Elsa dress, I was in front of him filming him on the stage with an Elsa dress, just us two in the church, and this guy walked in. It was very awkward, but creative.
Very creative. That is God. That's exactly what Revelation 21 is talking about. Exactly that. That picture would fit quite well in Revelation 21.
Yeah. Talking of being creative and using your creative gifts, Ollie is a perfect example of that. Doing, he's whipped this up again.
Can I show you my new Kahoot title then?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is creative.
It is creative. And creativity, as we said, it comes in lots of forms. And some people's canvas is a canvas, and some people's canvas is someone's head, and the way that they cut their hair is an act of creative goodness. And no one does it better than Dexter.
I don't know if are we violating YouTube rules yet?
I don't know. Oh yeah, actually, I think we're meant to disclose if we're sponsored. This is a sponsored.
We're not actually sponsored though, so we're not getting
really,
paid.
It's a joke.
We're not. Yeah,
it's a joke.
We'll go back.
Right. So, no one's commented because I think everyone's realised that the next segment is the Kahoot. So, we gave it our we gave it our best shot. I think that was an excellent discussion. Well done, everyone. Let's play Kahoot. Charles.
Yeah, great. Right, I'm going to pin the screen. You don't need to know this, but I'm talking out loud because I haven't written down the questions, but I'm going to see them here. Cool. So get ready to join the Kahoot. It's called Charles's Creative Chaos. I made this in not very much time, so bear with me. I tried to be as creative as possible in this quiz.
Ooh,
So there's lots of different rounds. I will forewarn people that there are some typing rounds. I know we've been requested not to do that, but I kind of had to because it was too easy otherwise. But I tried to make sure that there were easy words to spell, or I tried to make it as easy as possible.
I'm just thinking, Hannah, we could play because we haven't even seen this. We could play this week.
You could. Where can they go, Hannah?
They can go to kahoot.it. I don't know why I'm putting my hands up like this. And then type in the code.
Yes.
And then make up a name. Beautiful. I'm going to do it now.
Oh, nice. Toby Fraser. There we go. That's one. So yeah, oh wow.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, well, I just thought somebody should have a go at Hannah.
Oh, that was you.
Oh, yeah.
I was excited because I was thinking that was someone else, and it's just you. That's rubbish. No.
Ollie, our favourite's back.
Oh.
Yes. See, I've been remembering, practicing.
Oh, someone asking whether it's Stormy.
Stormy?
Stormzy. It's not. Is it Stormzy coming to Satellites 2022? I don't know.
I can neither confirm nor deny whether it's Stormzy, but Wendy does know him.
Ooh. Also interesting that someone's obviously sold you, Martin.
Oh.
But they're not very good with grammatical sentences, I guess.
Martin I sold. Very good.
Oh, Dexter's
Dexter's
Barbers.
Barbers.
Let's hope they make the cut, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
Oh, that was good.
Oh, I get it. Haircut.
Cool. I'm glad no one's.
So awesome.
Oh, I was about to say, I'm really grateful that people aren't watching the football tonight and have chosen to watch us. So they realise the football's not till late, and that's. Yeah.
Do you know who Haaland is, Charles?
Yes.
Cool. Anyway.
Great. I would just warn us, those of us running the show, that there's quite a long delay between what we're recording
Oh no.
and the live thing.
Okay, wait.
That might-
So we may just need
We'll
to
do a little fix. Everyone.
may do a little delay for that.
Wait.
Anyway, so there's some good names there today. Very
That's pretty
exciting.
Names.
And it's, by the way, really nice to see some of these names in the chat and on the Kahoot as well. Really nice to see you guys, especially if, I think for a few of you, this might even be your first time. So it's a good job that Hannah explained the rules properly.
Yeah. Are we good to go, Mr. Brown?
How big is the delay?
Oh, it's like 5 seconds.
Oh, okay. Well, how long are the questions, Charles? You got
20
no time?
seconds.
20 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
It makes
Oh wait,
me-
I've turned on the setting though where you can read the question on your device. So at the same time, read it on your device, okay? And you got the answers, everything's
that's
there,
good.
okay?
I didn't know there was a setting.
Yeah, no, neither
Right.
did I. So anyway, let's do that.
Let's do that.
This could be a right mess.
Yeah.
It could be a right mess, but let's go
Another
for it.
mess. Let's go.
Here we go. Kahoot at work.
So excited.
Charles's Creative Chaos.
Try and say it before it comes up to like.
I can't because I
cancel
can
the
only
delay.
see the screen. Okay, so which song has been double translated here? I've translated a song into a different language and then translated it back into English. Which song is it here? It says, I hear you, but no. Some are looking for trouble, others are not. There's 1,000 reasons why I should go on my day. Ignore your whispers, which I whispered disappear. Oops. Is that Blinding Lights, Into the Unknown, Bohemian Rhapsody, or Dance Monkey?
Ooh.
It was Into the Unknown.
Wow,
Well,
sing it for us, Charles.
Into the Unknown. Oh, that was out of pitch.
Oh, it also
Ooh.
caught it went so high.
Wow.
Oh,
It was gorgeous.
I went for it.
gosh.
It's quite high. It's quite a high song.
There's some dogs that have just congregated outside my house.
That's funny because they all ran away from mine.
Ooh.
Ooh. Not in ISO yet. I get it. I get the name now. That makes sense when you read it out loud. It makes sense. Very good with 919. And my hair is in second place.
Your hair is in second place.
Although if it was in a competition, it would be in first place, thanks to Dexter's Barbers. Okay, let's go to the next question. I can't remember. Can't remember what it is, so we'll find out together.
Great.
Type your answer. Which famous movie poster is Charles recreating here?
Oh.
Which famous movie poster is Charles recreating here?
I love the typing.
I
That's
hope it's-
extraordinary.
I hope it's obvious. It might not be.
That is absolutely fabulous. Can I just say?
Thank you. I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah. Is that a Muppet?
It is. Is it a man or is it a Muppet? That is the ultimate question, is it not?
Oh.
Oh, some good answers there. No, it's Jaws.
Oh, I see.
Ollie, at some point you might want to get up the Jaws poster. I should have warned us,
Oh,
just
dear.
so that people know what I did there.
I'm not going to search it, but yeah.
Just Google it. Just Google
Well,
it.
I can't.
Not you, the
Oh, okay.
people.
Oh, I see.
The people, yeah, the people.
Yeah.
Okay, but wait, because we're going to the leaderboard now. My hair is indeed in first
Ooh.
place. Well done. Toby Fraser is in second. Hannah Smells is in third. Martin, that's you. Ella is in fourth, and Not a Nice Yet has slipped. Don't know the film posters. There you go. See?
There it is.
Oh, well done. Look at that. It's exact replica.
Oh, Charles.
Yes. Again, very, very quickly done today. So, next question. Which recent event has Charles drawn here? I drew it with my left hand. Just
Oh.
no. Is it the G7 summit? Is it the Queen's birthday? Is it the Euros? Or is it the annual fly swatting championship?
Oh no! I put the G7 summit.
Wow.
I wanted to be quick, so I did it in the first tile. This is definitely not it.
The
It's the Euros.
G7 summit. I love that.
Which, fun fact, I've watched none of so far.
Can I
So,
just say 6 people also voted the G7 summit with me, so you know.
I'm glad. Whoever voted for the annual fly swatting championship, good on you.
I want to go to that. That
Oh wait,
sounds-
was it not? Oh, it's a goalkeeper. I see.
Anyway, right. Next question.
missed this.
No. Oh yes. Oh, Hannah's smell's gone up. That's Martin. Friends don't lie.
Hannah's smell's gone up.
Yes.
But my hair stayed the same, but didn't get it right. I think so.
Wow.
Did they? I don't know. Oh, they just not moved on the leaderboard.
No, your hair must have got it right.
Yeah.
It just stayed.
You can't go up from
Cool.
first.
Your
Right.
hair has not moved.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they were like, "I'm wearing a wig," and you'd go like that, and it would look like you were. Did anyone do that as kids? Anyway,
No.
right, next. Immigrant adoptee returns to his home country and experiences culture shock and prejudice. Which is this bad film description? Which film is this bad description of? Is it Finding Dory, Oliver, Tangled?
Oh,
Immigrant adoptee returns to his home country and experiences culture shock and prejudice.
That's so sad.
You got it wrong, Ollie.
yeah, I did Finding Dory really, really quick, but I didn't realise what it is now. Yeah,
No, it's Alf.
yeah.
Alfie returns home, doesn't he, to New York, and everyone dislikes his syrup on spaghetti.
I ate that. Have you ever eaten that? Me and my sister did that.
No.
Oh,
Ooh.
would recommend. Good for the
Oh.
diabetes.
Oh, I'd like to say that Satellites Live does not recommend the
No.
syrup on spaghetti.
I would recommend.
But we do recommend getting your haircut at Destis Barbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Martin's in the lead. That's not
Yes.
good. Come on.
Oh,
But Martin
come
is
on.
coming up into fourth, as well as the smaller owners coming onto the leaderboard there.
Wow.
And self-isolation is the highest climber. But hopefully that's just
not
in the
the
Kahoot.
numbers. Yeah.
Just on the chat, just before we move on the chat, Katie
Hmm.
says, Katie Cornish. Hello, Katie. And all of the Cornish family, I hope. She says, oops, it wasn't obvious for me. And I feel like that's her confessing that she thought your picture was of a fly swat.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah. There's another one coming up, which I think's worse. So, good luck.
Watch out for that Cornish family.
Okay. In fact, it might be now. Yes, who is Charles drawn with his left hand? Is it Wonder Woman? Is it Olaf? Is it Boris Johnson? Or is it Kermit the Frog?
Oh.
Wow, we. Oh, yeah.
It's hard drawing with your left hand if you're not left-handed. Just I
Yeah.
think it's obvious now. Yes, it was Kermit the Frog. No one went for Wonder Woman. Interesting. I don't know why that's interesting. I just found it interesting. Anyone else find it interesting?
No.
I
not
thought it was
really.
Boris Johnson. I thought that was his chin.
Ah.
He's got quite a chin.
Yep.
I've never noticed.
Very Kermity chin. I always think that.
That is the first thing everyone says about Boris Johnson. Very sensitive. I mean, he's a guy who could benefit from a visit to Dexter's barbershop.
Dexter's Barbers. Yes, that's true. Let's get it out. There we go.
Brilliant.
Sorry, I gotta go back to Kahoot now. Right.
What's that done to the leaderboard?
Oh.
Not much, but my hair is making a comeback. Uh,
Oh,
it's growing into the lead. Okay.
come on.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
bad
no.
one.
Put it in the
no.
order. Place these in the order they were created. Earliest first. Sliced bread, the first aeroplane, the first modern deodorant, or Branston pickle. Don't ask me why I chose these things. I just did.
Well, it was very creative of you.
Yeah, thank you. So we can finally see what
Oh, I reckon
is the
pickle
best
was
thing.
before the bread, you know.
Sliced
Interesting.
breast.
Oh, no one got it right.
No one got that right.
Ah,
No, so the first modern deodorant was invented in 1888, I believe.
Oh gosh.
It was called Mum, as in Mum's the word. There you go. And it was like a cream that you would put on.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
First aeroplane was
Actually,
1908. I'm doing this off memory.
Yeah.
Branston Pickle was 1922. And then sliced bread was 1928. There you go.
Wow.
So none of these things were the best things since sliced bread. So if you've ever gotten an aeroplane and gone, it's the best thing since sliced bread, you're wrong. It was invented before. That's done nothing for the entertainment value or the scores.
Can I just point out again, how we pulled this whole thing together inside about 3 hours.
Yeah.
So, remember the bar is rhyming Duckling with Dublin.
Yeah, it really is.
And you've surpassed that bar.
Thank you. Cool. Next question. I think this is one that I'm worried about.
Uh-oh.
Which celebrity is Charles doing an impression of? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word is God. Jubilations, celebrations, blah, 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 blah. I forgot what I was meant to say. And 3 people got it right. Actually, everyone kind of got it right. Maybe not Donald Trump. I do not talk like that. I talk like this. But yeah, that was meant to be Boris Johnson. But it kind of turns into Michael McIntyre. So those who voted Michael McIntyre, you don't get points, but you do get kudos. Great.
Sorry, wait, did you just say it was meant to be Michael McIntyre?
No, it wasn't Michael McIntyre,
Oh,
but
right.
it kind of turned into Michael McIntyre halfway through.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
People went for Michael McIntyre.
You were just not making sense in my mind. It was just
No, I feel like I have lost the plot.
Oh,
so
gosh.
Also, I
That
thought
was
you
so
were doing
good.
Donald Trump, and I thought I voted for him. Turns out I voted for Boris Johnson, which was the correct answer.
It
Hang on,
was.
are you confessing to voting for Boris Johnson?
No, but I don't think you heard it. He tried to vote for Donald Trump.
Oh yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
why it's the same old story, isn't it? People tried to vote for Donald Trump, got their vote rejected, and here we are, Biden's president. But
Wow. Well,
we'll never know. Final question before we get too deep into politics. Type the answer. A young girl kills the first person she meets in a new world and then teams up with 3 strangers to kill again. Which film is this? A young girl kills the first person she meets in a new world and then teams up with 3 strangers to kill again. My oh my. See if I could give any clues. I don't know. This one's wicked hard.
absolutely no idea.
What? It's easy.
Oh.
Let's see what people put.
Oh.
Star Wars, Hunger Games, Alice in Wonderland. Nah, it's the Wizard of Oz.
No, but that is Hunger Games, isn't it?
Not really.
No, the Hunger Games and the Wizard of Oz are 2 separate bits of popular culture.
No,
But I would like to see the Hunger Games
But she is a young
cross over
girl.
with the Wizard of Oz. That
Yeah.
would be very entertaining.
And then she kills someone, and then she teams up with the little girl and the guy.
Spoilers, Ollie. Spoilers.
It's the Wizard of Oz anyway. Great. Well, let's see who's won the Dexter's Barbers Kahoot quiz this evening.
Let's get out. Right, let's have a look. Who's won it? Uh-oh, I can't click next. There we go.
Drum roll,
Oh, no,
please.
great
In
quiz. by
third
the way.
place, Charles's hair. Well
Oh.
done. In second place, Hannah Smells.
Oh!
So close. But in first place was
6.
Toby.
Frozen. Well done.
Well done.
Bigger Rain is in 5th and Ella in 4th. Well done. That was a hard one. Sorry. But you know, it was fun. It's hard to make a quiz, isn't it? But you know,
It is hard to make a quiz. And do you know what? You did a great job, Charles. So thank you. Well done, everyone. I've missed that. It's not the same in person, is it?
No.
Well, we just got so much there were so many insights into the way your brain works there as well, Charles. So it was worth it just for that. We have got a few minutes left, and we're just going to recap our series that we've been doing over 7 weeks. And of course, we've done 6 of them in person and the 7th one online. And this is the point where normally in a session, I would be saying, what are the satellites' values? And you would all brilliantly call them out. And so I'm going to take a risk now and see if you can type them into the chat. So if you know the 7 satellites' values, not you, Hannah. You look like you were going to do it then. If you know the 7 satellites' values, if anyone wants to have a go, not a leader, you can type it into the chat on YouTube or on the WhatsApp groups now, and we'll see if somehow some small piece of information has gone in over the course of the term. Let's hope so. I don't know about you. I'm excited. Do you think people get it?
I'm kind of nervous, but I believe in them. Kind of.
Here it comes. So exciting. I can see many people are typing.
Someone says they've never watched Alf on the chat. How have you never watched Alf?
What?
Right. We've got one. Darcy says justice. We've got one down, 6 to go. This is awesome. Okay, come on, guys. 7 weeks.
I was wondering how we were going to fill the last 10 minutes. But
there we go. Prayer.
Okay, yep.
Well done, Sasha. That's excellent. Prayers come up
I'm
there.
not hoping to fill the time with entries for the creative challenge.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
You can still get your entries into our half-baked, non-defined, non-specific creative challenge. You can still do that by emailing them. Okay, we've got justice, prayer, creativity. Yeah, well done for getting this week's one. That was excellent. We've got 4 more to go. Sorry?
Families on the chat.
Yes, well done. 3 more.
Oh, evangelism. Someone just came up with evangelism.
Well done. 2 more. Come on.
Are we including the one tonight?
Someone's already done that.
Oh.
The parsnips say worship. Well done. 1 to go. 1 more. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's the middle one. Power. Well done. Very good. Well done, guys. Yes. So those are our 7 values. Now, why have we chosen those 7 things? Why isn't the Bible on that list, for example? Well, obviously the Bible isn't on that list because we actually have drawn those other 7 those 7 values from the Bible. So they all have a basis in the Bible, not just things that we dreamt up and thought would be good things to get you to think about. But those 7 things, very broadly speaking, are a sort of a way of thinking about what it means to follow Jesus. Because I don't know about you guys, but I think sometimes it's hard to know what faith means in practice. Do you know what I mean? So how you actually how having a Christian faith makes any difference to your everyday life. I think it's really easy to sort of understand how to be Christian when you're at church or at youth group. But what does it mean to be Christian when you're in the shop or, I don't know, at school is a really obvious place, or, out playing football or something like that? There's, God is just as interested in those things as he is in the time that we spend in school. I'm going to give you some scenarios now, guys. I haven't prepped you for this.
I love a scenario. Let's go for this.
But I would like you to, possibly use a satellite value in your answer. But Charles, you are playing a very competitive rugby match.
Oh.
You're in the scrum.
Yeah.
And so you are playing against a very rough team. How does the fact that you're a Christian make any difference?
I want to say power. I don't know what that the right one. Okay, so playing in a rugby team, playing against a big team. I guess, there's prayer. So praying about it beforehand, praying that I'm not going to get
Squish.
squished or flattened in the...
Oh.
He's dropped out,
He's
hasn't he?
gone.
Oh, I'm not
Oh.
dropping out. My internet is very unstable. A bit like my mind. So I'd say...
Oh, and again.
Do you know what? The very idea of Charles playing rugby and being in the scrum has broken the internet.
Yeah.
Power. I'm gonna power through this.
Yeah, go on.
Power, because the fruits of the Holy Spirit give you those gifts, so it's like self-control, trying not to punch someone in the face whilst playing rugby, or I don't know, like gentleness. You need gentleness in rugby, right? And goodness and being fair to other people. So justice as well, making sure that the other team's not cheating or that you're not cheating.
Very good. I'll take that. Well done, Charles. You did a brilliant job there. Hannah, I'm going to give you a scenario now. Okay, you are 14, and you're in school, and there's somebody in your class who is being picked on, and you're not being picked on, but that person is, and you're sort of a bystander to it. How does being a Christian make any difference to your life in that scenario? Like, what does it mean to respond in that situation?
Mm-hmm. That's more serious than rugby.
Yeah, I could have put you in a rugby scrum if you wanted.
I stopped playing rugby as soon as it became physical. I used to play touch rugby and then I refused. Anyway, I think I could pray for God's Holy Spirit to have courage, because that's a scary situation. And I think your sense of justice means you don't want to see someone on the outside. So definitely wanting justice. And then, creativity to think of a way to get out of that situation. But ultimately God's Spirit and justice to be the one who stands up for that person and who's willing to say something that everyone else might not agree with. So definitely God's power and God's sense of justice. Definitely.
Those were great answers. Well done. I have to say that those both beautifully illustrate the idea that we're getting at, which is that these are kind of values for living that help you to understand what it means to like live out Christian faith in real life. Like, Christian faith has to mean something to who you are as a person when you're not at church. It has to mean something to who you are with your friends, with your parents, with your family, with people that you don't like, when you're in sport, when you're in lessons. Christian faith means something to all those things, or it doesn't really mean anything anywhere. That's the point. So that's why we talk a lot at Satellites about this idea of living your life with God at the center. And that's really, we're going to keep talking about that for the next however many years you keep rocking up to youth group for. We'll keep talking to you about this idea of what it looks like to live with God at the center of your life. And so that concludes our term, which is very exciting. I mean, it doesn't, because we've got more Satellites, but it concludes the series, as it were. That was like a worrying moment where I just decided we were done for the summer.
I'm done. I'm going on summer holidays now. I don't know about you guys.
Can you do some sort of cool green screen backdrop for the last bit, Charles, where you're on holiday?
Me?
Yeah,
I don't think it works
you can.
because I haven't got a.
That's a shame.
I
we'll
also
still
have
do it.
preloaded things.
We'll still do it, Charles.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Anyway, while I'm stored there,
Oh, no. Turn it off.
I knew that was going to pay out. I knew that was going to pay out.
Oh no!
Oh, that's fantastic.
Was my nightmares.
Yeah,
that was
evil.
terrifying.
Was Zoom not able to cope with your shirt there, Charles? Was that what
No,
happened?
it's just I've got so much going on in my room that it can't cope. It's just too bad.
That was so. Can you do that again? Because it looks slightly like a sort of. If you've ever seen like a 1970s sci-fi movie where they hadn't really invented special effects yet, that's what it looks like. Or like really old Doctor Who. Where have his eyes gone?
Do you want me to?
That is chilling.
All right,
Oh my.
here we go.
Oh gosh, that was chilling. Right, I've stalled long enough. Have we had any entries to our creative challenge?
Yes.
Hooray!
One. Let's get it up. It's a limerick, which
Fantastic.
one of you will read for us now. Charles, I am loving the lipstick and facial hair.
Thank you. I'm glad people noticed. Is this the limerick that's on the year 7? This.
Just realised you got
We got-
What have you done? What's going on there? Why have you got Ellen dancing upside down there?
I'll make it bigger.
Did she send that in?
She did send that in. They're now playing it twice. Right, I don't know if she's got upside down either.
You got both entries.
Oh wait.
There we go.
She's still upside down. I'm not sure.
What? Why is she upside down? I think you've made that so
dancing on
much
the
better.
ceiling. She's dancing on the ceiling. She's a big fan of Prince, Martin.
And also Lionel Richie, who recorded that song.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure Prince did a cover of it once.
Oh wait, I think they're being blasted for the sound. I'm not sure what she's singing, but
Oh no.
enjoy everyone.
Hopefully it's clean.
Oh yeah, of course. It's Alan. Oh wait.
Yeah, that's why she's wearing an apron.
Wait,
I'm sure people. Oh, it's Gangnam Style, right?
It's Gangnam
Oh,
Style.
we're definitely going to be taken off air. Right, let's end that. That's copyright.
That was amazing. Can I just say, that's made my night. Right. Is someone want to read this brilliant limerick which Ben has written? Because it really is magnificent.
I think Hannah should.
I like it. I
Uh-huh.
saw it on the chat and I visibly laughed, so it was a good one. Okay. There once was a boy who liked slippers. He often used them as flippers. He'd swim in the bath, then let up a laugh, and then he'd let out some rippers.
Very good.
Beautiful.
Very good.
This excellent anonymous post. Thank you.
Okay, yes. It's good. It's a good one.
It's a great one.
Well done.
Oh, sorry.
You alright?
Yeah,
Well, Martin announced it as Ben. It wasn't Ben.
I
But
thought
they
it was
also would
Ben.
like to remain anonymous.
Oh,
Oh, it might be Ben. I don't know.
let me have a look.
It wasn't Ben. But
Oh,
they'd also like to remain anonymous. So,
oh,
well
okay.
done. Great limerick.
Sorry, anonymous person.
Well, you don't actually have to be sorry because, you know, it wasn't Ben.
Oh yeah. We
Just
could
stop
totally.
stop saying Ben.
No.
Ben. He
And
did win
let's
the
pick a
coup,
random
though,
name.
so well done.
Choose a random name. Dexter. Dexter. Well done, Dexter. Really good work.
Oh dear. Well, you know what? That wasn't half bad, was it? Well done, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us. There's actually people watching. I don't believe it. Thanks for sticking with us. It's been an emotional evening. And we didn't plan this. I mean, you can tell we didn't plan this. We didn't plan for this to happen. But it has been a delight to spend an hour with you this evening. As we finish, Charles, would you pray for us, please? And then we can all
I do,
go and think about getting a haircut.
It was Ben.
It was done. Thank you.
Gonna pray now.
Dear Lord, I pray that my internet doesn't cut out as I try and pray this prayer. I pray for us. I'm sad that we couldn't meet in person, but I'm glad that we could meet online. I pray for the surge and people who are having to self-isolate. I pray that you will be with us in Reigate, that you will be healing those who need healing, that you'll be protecting us from this virus as we slowly make our way out of lockdown. I pray that you'll be with us, speaking to us. Lord, thank you for our creative gifts, whether that be in arts and dancing on the ceiling, or whether that be problem solving, or the way that we solve crises like the pandemic or the global warming issues, or with our friendships. I pray that you will remind us to be creative this week. And I thank you for the values that you have given us, and I pray that we will put you in the center of our lives. Finally, Lord, I just want to thank you for the ability that we were able to pull this off tonight. It was a close shave, but no closer than at Dexter's Barbers. In your name. Amen.
Amen. Thanks, guys. We will somehow see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.